Okay.
We located the ancient Dark Angel's ship in the heart of the space helmet. After finding out that Squad
Actually, I'm going to have to adjust my audio here. But, yeah, hello everybody, I'm AtomaPaleblood, and today is a really, throwing spaghetti to the wall to see what sticks day. We're doing a lore video. We're playing Space Hulk Deathwing while talking about the lore behind the Dark Angels chapter. Now,
progress to our objectives continued. We are the Emperor's Blade.
first we're going to start off with a quote. Since the founding of their legion, at the birth of the Imperium, the Space Marines of the Dark Angels have been dreaded by their enemies and held in awe by those they protect. Stubborn and relentless in battle, ever vigilant and zealous in their pursuit of their duties, the Dark Angels are among the Emperor's most faithful servants. Yet it was not always so. For 10 millennia, the Dark Angels have harbored a sinister secret, an act so terrible and shameful it threatens everything the Dark Angels hold most dear, and may yet bring them eternal damnation. And that is a quote from Inquisitor Bastilek Grim. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Alrighty. So we are playing Space Hulk Deathwing. Brother Barrakiel and Apothecary Nahum. Oh, this is all the shit that they've said.
Mission status acceptable, brothers. Destroy the nest of Xenos in the adjacent battle zone.
Where did I leave off with this? So, the Dark Angels, considered amongst the most powerful and secretive of the Loyalists. Well, out of all the Space Marines of the Loyalists, the Dark Angels are the most secret. But I don't know if that's whether or not you count the Inquisition. Because the Inquisition is probably the most secret, considering it's like an indirect asset, I guess you could say. The Inquisition, you know, they do a lot of black ops, a lot of special ops that, you know, not a lot of...
We have to prevent the enemy being reinforced from the nests we have just discovered.
Happy side gig. Apothecary Nahum is dead. There we go. I don't need any new gear though. Now, they were the first legion in the original 20 Space Marine legions to be created during the first founding of the 30th millennium. I don't know what millennium 1 through 29 endured, but yeah, apparently the Dark Angels chapter was founded in the 30th millennium. Let's see. Now, these guys, don't get me wrong, they claim loyalty to the Emperor. They say they serve him and only him. But here's the thing. A lot of the things that the Dark Angels do, they do in secret, primarily because those actions that they do in secret could be seen as, I don't know, heretical. They have a really nasty way of going about things. Now, Machine Room 2 status. Data report, Machine Room 2 check, 100% operational, plasma flux status is stable, fuses functional, motors 05 through 1, 05-1 and 05-2 fully operational, structural integrity on the last warp exit 100%, and we're not talking about the chaos warp, by the way. We're talking about like warping as in jumping from supervisory personnel 100% operational, maintenance journal, fuses 3 and 5 replaced, new fuses have received benedictions for use and seem stable, combustion chambers 5 and 6 purified, generators 43 and 45 connected to fuses 3 and 5 have been resupplied. Benediction journal, benediction of plasma owed to machinery, benediction of Saint Crankshaft. I'm trying to read here, asshole. Get off of me. Benediction of pistons. Emperor and Omnissiah protect us. Motherfucker, I will crack you in the skull with a greatsword. That's what happens when I try to read without actually activating the log. Whoa.
Vengeance, God, come.
Now, the traditions of Kill Devastator Barrakill. Gotta destroy these. Oh, excuse me. Gotta destroy these nests. See, the thing about the Gene Stealer Tyranids is they're constantly on the lookout for genetics that they can consume to add to their form and shit. They're always trying to steal your genetics. That's why they call them Gene Stealers. What the Gene Stealers do about... Oh, the ether gives us visions. Ooh, this actually doesn't look good. They're always on the lookout to steal your genes. And the thing about Dark Angel Terminators, such as the ones in the fire team known as Deathwing, kill yourself and kill him. Fucking shit. Also, damage in this game is localized, so if they attack a certain part of me, certain shit happens. I need to be there. Also, my health is mad low. Open. Yes. Thank you. Inheritance in mass quantity. I'm not necessarily 100% sure on half of the shit that I'm doing because it's dark as fuck, and all I know is the Xenos are here, and I must purge them at all costs. So that's what we're doing today. We're purging Xenos, and we're talking about Lord. Fun fact, actually. The biggest thing about the Imperium of Men is they love to use Exterminatus when shit goes south.
They are overwhelming us.
And basically what Exterminatus is, it's kind of like a space nuke, but much more powerful than you would imagine. Also, the reason I'm able to open side gates and shit like that, so the librarian, unless other characters can unlock side gates, but I don't have any friends to play this with necessarily. Ah, frames. Frames. So bad frames. Frames. The thing about the librarian is he's a psyker. Now these little guys that we're shooting at, the ones that have guns and shit, and they can use like heresy magics and shit like that, those are also psykers. But those are Xeno psykers. I shot your fucking head off. How are you moving? Also, did you know half of the fucking actions that this group does, apparently the Codex Astartes doesn't necessarily support those actions. Because, you know, Deathwing is very secretive, Deathwing doesn't like people knowing about the shit that they do. Deathwing also just does, you know, these guys are almost as secretive as the Inquisition. Let's just go ahead and say that. I mean, in Warhammer 40k and Space Marine, the fucking Inquisitor you run into is fucking around with warp energies, and that's the stuff that runs with chaos. Fun fact, messing around with those warp energies led to another Cornate massacre, and the return of a Primarch who became a Demon Lord in the warp. I have not actually played that game.
They are overwhelming us.
Please don't die. Please don't die, Barrakiel. Kill him. I love how they have literal Panzerschrecks. My bolter, my hate. My body, my choice. My potato chips, my snack. Anyway, we're gonna just stomp our way over here. Also, Dark Angel Terminators are bigger than the average Space Marine, but they're not nearly as big as fucking Dreadnoughts. Dreadnoughts are literally walking tanks. Like, literally, they walk, and they are tanks. And they also leave only rubble in their wake. Heal me, brother. Fucking... Got to catch this strap. What the fuck is going on? Oh. Heal me, brother. Alright, he's only got one charge left and he's going to use it on himself. Here in a second. Once I tell him. The only reason you have to command him to heal himself and others is because, yeah, he only gets like 10 charges. Not even. I really need to be more careful. Let's see here. Now, it's not necessarily 100% sure of where they came from. Few imperial records of its beginnings still exist, nor are there many mentions of the part it played in the Emperor's Great Crusade during the early 31st millennium. Most references in the histories of the Imperium to its deeds during the accursed time of the Horus Heresy have actually been expunged. Like, they got rid of that shit. So, there's not much known about where... I gotta hack this. There's not much known about where the Dark Ages came from, because a lot of that shit got tossed. Especially because a lot of it had to do with the Horus Heresy. The Chaos Gods didn't like what Horus was doing too, so he ended up fucking absolutely... There was just a lot of crazy shit that went on. I'm not exactly sure what happened, but I gotta look more into it. I don't usually talk about shit in streams like this. I usually just make shitty jokes and they're just really terrible banter. I feel like I might have to side gate here in a second. I'll side gate once people start dying, because we don't necessarily have the meds to... Gene stealers are everywhere. They're here to steal our genes. They won't touch my Wranglers. Your infestation spreads no further, alien. Objective complete. Oh. Ah, mission accomplished. Yeah, baby. Oh. Oh, I know it's probably a terrible idea because I'm in single player. But at the same time...
Grandmaster, we have the opportunity to find out more about the location of the Dark Angel's ship. Affirmative, Brother Epistolary. Place an Augur Primus at the attached coordinates.
Place
Also,
the data
Shot Caller Belial,
send
you know, the guy that's chatting with, not the
defense and energy
skull, but
systems
the last
to
guy,
Grandmaster
he's
Valiant,
actually an interrogator
so that he can
chaplain,
triangulate the
from the
location
looks of his
of the
armor.
ancient ship.
If I actually had friends to play this game with, that would be the character of my choice, and I would use him as I please. Now, what we're about to do is we're about to place the Augur Primus, and I'm not necessarily sure what that is, but we're about to find out. Another thing about the Dark Angels chapter itself. The biggest thing about the chapter is that their Primarch is fucking asleep. Time to side gate. Yeah, we need to restock, and also I want to use the heavy flamer. I want to use the heavy flamer, man. And now I got a power fist and a heavy flamer, man. You can't go wrong with the heavy flamer, bro. You can't go wrong. Oh. Time to purge them in holy fire.
slain.
So there's been a lot of heresy around this chapter, as I was saying earlier. At one point during one of the Crusades, they did something, and now the current chapter has just been stained with the dishonor from their deed. I need to look into this. Yeah, at one point, the Dark Angels teetered on the very brink of heresy. I guess it could be something involving gods besides the veteran Emperor himself, messing around with the warp like that Inquisitor from Space Marines, or something completely different entirely. Either way, you know, they did some shit, and they got clapped for it. The survivors of, you know, that whole event unfolding, those are actually referred to as fallen angels, or simply the fallen. And there's a stain permanently on the honor of the current chapters from all that shit that happened all that time ago. Because, you know, the Imperium of Men, they never forget, you know what I mean? It was a terrible idea, but go big or go home. Ready to smack a heretic. Burning holy hellfire. We may get burnt, brothers.
While I'm here, I fight.
Yeah, also, the motherfuckers here that you're fighting alongside, Barrakiel and the Hugh, these guys are fucking disciplined as shit. Like, they'll fucking die before they heal themselves without your order. I think that's kind of fucked up, but at the same time, you know, it's the Imperium of Men. No loyalty, no honor. You know what I mean? Yeah. Let's see. The Dark Angel's terrible secret is this. During the Horus Heresy, some of their brethren were turned to the side of chaos. The renegades were defeated in battle that destroyed the Dark Angel's legion homeworld, Caliban. But many of the traitor Dark Angels survived to be cast through space and time by the direct intervention of the Chaos Gods. So yeah, the Horus Heresy, there was a lot of fucked up stuff that happened, and yeah. Most of the Dark Angels became heretics. They got punished mad as fuck for it. And now, the current chapter is stained by the shame of all that shit that happened a long time ago. Because, you know, like I said, the Imperium of Men never forgets. But a big thing to remember is the fact that they're still a part of it. They're still a part of the Imperium of Men. It's just this particular chapter. It's definitely had its bad moments. Kill yourself, Nick, you fuck. So on to the Gene Stealers. The thing about the Gene Stealers is they are basically bug Xenos. Major relic found. Found a relic. Awesome. Place the Augur Primus. Now that's where I need to place this thing. But, is this like a door? burning holy hellfire. Now, what am I supposed to do? Ha! Power fist. Sending data. Calculation running. I wonder if the Xenos are gonna. Yep. Die, foul Xeno! Purge him in flame. Kill me.
Operation finished.
Ah, my weapon's jammed. I gotta get an upgrade that stops that.
Warning. Missile launcher.
Yeah, you guys have long range weapons, y'all deal with this. I wish I could carry multiple weapons and just swap between them in the fucking fight. He's got a fucking laser. You have a laser? Bitch, I got a flamer.
No retreat. No surrender.
Looks like it's almost done. Objective completed.
Mission success, brother.
Mission success, brother.
Go to
Go
your
to your
assigned
assigned battle zone with your command squad. Also, I have to go into the options and lower volume because I'm pretty sure you couldn't hear a fucking thing I was saying this whole time. There we go. Oh, I accidentally pressed my lightning button. Well, I forgot that was a thing that I could do. Extraction. Oh, nice. We're getting out of here. Probably to the preparation room for the next mission coming up. Wait, was there an open hole that I could walk through? Okay. Nahume, you heal yourself first.
Operation finished.
It's just another place I could have put the auger. Alright, we're going up. Or no, that's where I put the auger. Never mind. Don't ask me questions. I don't know what I'm doing. Just playing Space Hulk Deathwing. I'm just having a wonderful time. Why did I think that was a living Xeno for a second? Oh, and of course we have fucking... Kinda wish I had more Warhammer 40k friends. Totally learn more about the lore than just reading shit.
The Xenos are uncounted.
Cause I prefer lore talk whenever it's like actual talk. Weapon jam! Go, we gotta leave. We gotta fucking book it. I'll punch through walls. Yeah, oh. Okay. I got killed. Damn.
We located the ancient Dark Angel's ship in the heart of the space helmet. After finding out that Squad Gideon had been slain, we fought a horde of
The
Seagulls
Cadia's
who
hand.
conducted investigatory missions to uncover this enigmatic vessel from our dark,
Funny
distant
enough,
past.
Acadia
The Deathwing
is
moved to secure entry
Imperial
into
City.
the old ship, while we overcame the energy and psychic defenses created by the Gene Stealers. Hard fought was the battle, but the bridgehead had been established, and progress to our
that's about all I know.
objectives continued. We are the Emperor's Blade.
So, ever since the treachery and betrayal, the Dark Angel's secret mission is simply to destroy all the Fallen. And it's like their only hope for salvation after everything that went down. No one knows of this other than the Dark Angels themselves, their successor chapters, much like the one that I'm playing as right now. And perhaps the Emperor himself, who sits upon his golden throne. Now, the chapter has been shaped by its dark past and is secretive and monastic in nature. With much time given over to worship and prayer, there are many different levels within the chapter which individuals may gradually rise through. On attaining each new level, they are granted a little more knowledge of the truth behind the Dark Angel's origins, but only the highest ranking members of the chapter, the members of what is known as the Inner Circle, know the terrible, shameful secret of what occurred 10,000 Terran years ago. Now, the Dark Angels hold more battle honors than almost any other chapter. Its only equals are its own successors, and the chapter has fought the length and breadth of the Imperium and beyond, against every foe that has ever beset mankind. Dark Angels have held Orc Wogs at bay, crushed planetary uprisings, and saved entire star systems from the incursions of the ruinous powers, whatever that is. They have fought across searing deserts in the cold void of space, in dense carnivorous alien jungles, and in the depths of the wildest underhives. Yet while the chapters such as Blood Angels and the Ultramarines, which is the group of Space Marines you play as in Warhammer 40k Space Marine, are lauded wherever they fight, the Dark Angels shun laurels and turn their backs upon adulation. Even though the chapter has stood side by side with every major arm of the Imperium's military, it has always maintained a distance and aloofness, and sets its brethren further apart from the bulk of humanity, and even from other Space Marines. When the Dark Angels join a larger force to execute a great war or imperial crusade, they do so according to their own unfathomable goals. When the Dark Angels' force is committed to such a conflict, it invariably remains aloof. Its officers keep their own counsel on matters of tactics and strategy, and prefer to maintain their own lines of communication and supply sources. Even while dealing with battle brothers of the other Astartes chapters, the Dark Angels often remain sullenly quiet at the Space Marine Command Councils and tactical briefings, though that is not to suggest that they are any less effective in the battlefield. So they don't usually talk this shit, they just walk the walk most of the time. That's just them. When the Dark Angels do undertake joint operations alongside other chapters, it's quite common for them to do so with others amongst the so-called Unforgiven. The successor chapters of the original Dark Angels Legion, the successors of the Legion maintain especially close relations, their officers all being members of the Inner Circle. Now this mysterious body provides a ready-made command network that the Unforgiven chapters can utilize to great effect when coordinating their activities. There is no presumption that leaders of the Dark Angels have any inherent superiority over those of other Unforgiven chapters. Rather, the leaders work together closely, and if needed, elect one of their number as nominal commander for the duration of the campaign. In one matter, however, the officers of the Dark Angels have superiority over those of the other Unforgiven chapters through the workings of the Inner Circle. The hunt for the fallen. When hunting those turncoat Dark Angels who escaped the fall of Caliban, the Unforgiven operate under the auspices of the highest rank of the Inner Circle, and the very highest of these is the Supreme Grand Master himself, the Chapter Master of the Dark Angels. Through the machinations of the Unforgiven's Inner Circle, its members are eternally vigilant, never resting in the hunt for the fallen. Even though knowledge of the fallen is withheld from the majority of the brethren, the results of post-battle debriefings and psi-induced stress purges are fed back to the Inner Circle, and any signs of the presence of a fallen Dark Angel analyzed. Now, in addition, the Dark Angels chaplains, the interrogator chaplains, such as Grandmaster Belial, are permanently attached to a company, and this allows them to hear the confessions of the brothers and to keep a close watch for signs of the fallen. When such traces are discovered, the Inner Circle moves without hesitation, redeploying Unforgiven forces wherever they happen to be and retasking them with their new target. In most cases, it is the Raven Wing that locates such activity, and the Death Wing, this particular group right here that this game is named after, that delivers the killing blow. So Raven Wing is intel. Death Wing is execution. That's why we're running around the Elethros burning fucking Xenos with heavy flamers. Because, let's be honest, who doesn't like using the heavy flamer? But on occasion, entire Dark Angel strike forces have been recalled for campaigns committed to engage in an enemy that only the highest rank of its officers have any true knowledge of. So they'll be going out and killing these motherfuckers and not having any real idea why. But the Inner Circle, the highest ranking officers, they know exactly why the mission's going on. But the Fallen, that's a secret that the Inner Circle keep to its members, because it's a very shameful past for the chapter. While a great deal of the Unforgiven's efforts and resources are committed to the hunt for the Fallen, the majority of the Brethren have no knowledge of the matter. Rather, the Dark Angels and their successors are constantly warned against the words of the heretic, and their chapter dogma extols the virtues of the eternal hunt for those who would forswear the most powerful of oaths. Now, the company chaplains preach sermons that tell of legendary figures betrayed by their own, often having fought in battles far from home. Numerous tales exist, and each is revealed as part of a slow, deliberate pattern. The brethren monitored all the while for their reaction. Only upon his ascension to the inner circle is a battle brother told anything approaching the truth. And that doesn't even mean he's told the entire truth. Approaching the truth. That means he's given like little nitpicks, like bits and pieces. And that's the situation going on when he ascends. And even then, there are some secrets known only at the very highest tiers. How much of the shame of the dark angels and how much of the shame of the dark angels a battle brother knows depends upon his station within the chapter, and how far the agents of the inner circle trust him. So it's not just ascension, it's do they trust you? Can they trust you? Will they trust you? That's very important. He may have fought the fallen unwittingly, believing his foe yet another vile traitor worthy only of death. Perhaps his sergeant knew more. Certainly his captain did, but he himself almost certainly would not. Now, conversely, there are some higher-ranked brethren who, despite exemplary service, are never inducted into the inner circle. Perhaps the company chaplains harbor some small doubt, or have reason to believe the individual would not be able to bear the terrible truth of what occurred during the Horus heresy. Such Astartes are unlikely to progress much further. For at the highest levels of authority, the chapter is ever engaged upon the hunt for the fallen. So I wonder...
We have encountered Gene Stealer hybrids armed with range. Looking at if the enemy succeeds.
Please tell me I didn't restart this whole fucking mission. I bet I have to start all the way from the beginning. Look, the heavy flamer is fun and all, but I need to just use my fucking bolter. Okay, skills. Yeah, I feel like I may have started this whole mission over. I got absolutely destroyed. Ah, they start me from the beginning. Ah, that sucks.
to quickly destroy the Archaeotech engine.
Nothing can be done hastily and prudently, Brother Malakith.
So answers an apothecary.
So answers an apothecary. I love how my character's like, y'all stop I love how my character isn't just like, y'all stop arguing. I feel like that's something he should say. He should be like, silence yourselves, brothers. Yeah! I'm breaking the door. Fuck it. Breaking down the door on him.
Missile launcher sighted.
There's such heresy in this place. This whole stream is heresy. But you know what? We're just gonna go for it. Look, Falzino, I will fucking clap you so hard.
They are coming.
Ah, my fucking gun's getting blocked by that rail. Why do rails block my gun when I ADS? Fuck yeah, get slaughtered!
Contact! Contact!
I think I see them. Yeah, they're way over there.
Be alert. Heavy smoke.
I can't wait to get the Spear of Caliban, but can I even use that in single player, considering you have to use a versatile weapon instead of just special weapons and shit? Because if I was playing multiplayer with a group of friends, bet your ass I would be running that fucking heavy flamer.
Heavy scupper detected.
Wow, there is just a fucking turret there. Actually,
You will all die.
nah.
Arabian shade joins the lion.
Brother Bear kills Shade, joins the lion. I couldn't fucking... How do I access my map? Yeah, there we go. Wow! Ah, you motherfucker. I have to side gate. I have to side gate. I need my brothers. Holy shit. Dude, what the hell, man? This game's hard without brothers. Shit. Now, more about the Dark Angels chapter. We're going to go into the history of the chapter now. The Dark Angels were the first of the Emperor's Space Marine legions, and in their earliest incarnation, fought as the personal army of the Master of Humanity in the dawning years of the Great Crusade and the shadowed campaigns that preceded it. As the prototype of what were to become the Legiones Astartes, they served both as the template for the more specialized legions that were to come after them, and a standard by which these successors would be measured. In the final days of the Unification Wars and the early years of the Great Crusade, the Dark Angels became the prototype for all future legions, as such, they were prone to experimental methods of combat, creating 6 hosts known as the Hexagrammaton. Now in this Hexagrammaton, these hosts later became known as Dreadwing, Stormwing, Ravenwing, which is the recon team that we were talking about, Ironwing, Firewing, and then this group right here, Deathwing. Although these terms are Calibanite in origin, and the original Terra-based Legion would have used different terminology. They were also equipped with large number of advanced archaeotech and plasma weapons in this period. The Dark Angels were not even known as the First Legion, as no others existed yet. The Emperor simply referred to them as his Angels of Death, or the 6 hosts. Now, these transhuman troops dominated the final days of the Wars of Unification, easily defeating all their Terran opponents and forcing those among the tech priests of Mars who had intervened in the conflict on Terra in the hope of delaying the Emperor's final victory to sue for peace. But in truth, the victories of these early Space Marines created a new problem within the Imperial fold. Among the predecessors as the Emperor's genetically enhanced troops, the Thunder Warriors. I did not mean to... Oh my God. Sorry, I'm messing around with something. Now, one ancient source claims that even before the Unification Wars had ended, the Thunder Warriors, already jealous of their replacements' long lives, at last realized that their creator had cursed them with short lifespan as a result of their imperfect genetic augmentations. In their rage and fear, they turned upon the Emperor for what they saw as his betrayal. Now, it was the cadre of several hundred custodians of the Legio Custodes, the Emperor's bodyguard, even then believed to have been led by the legendary Constantin Valdor. I am reading off of a fandom page, by the way. Because, like, I'm kind of new into Warhammer, so I'm just kind of reading some lore on stream, just for the sake of something to do, while I play Space Hulk Deathwing. Even though I'm more so reading, less playing right now. I think I might end this stream here in a few minutes. Oh, excuse the fuck out of me. Now it was a cadre of several hundred custodians of the Legio Custodes, the Emperor's bodyguard, even then believed to have been led by the legendary Constantin Valdor, and accompanied by several thousand prototype Astartes of the First Legion of the newborn Space Marines that stood in the Emperor's defense, carrying out a merciless culling of the obsolete and rebellious Gene soldiers. From this point on, the First Legion ascended to power and the height of the Emperor's favor. But once the most numerous and powerful of the Space Marine legions, the First Legion's numbers would have depleted and its primacy ended by solar decades of savage warfare, particularly in the wars of the Rangdan Xenocides, one of the most apocalyptic campaigns of the Great Crusade. The scars of these battles would change them, as would their reunification with their Primarch, Lion L. Johnson, and the introduction of fresh blood from his adopted world of Caliban, a death world dominated by a warlike feudal society of techno-barbarians. Caliban's warrior orders provided fertile ground for the Legion's regeneration, and its martial codes and practices were extensively incorporated and adopted by the rebuilding Legion. Lionel Johnson. The gestation pod containing the infant Primarch Lionel Johnson that had been mysteriously teleported through the warp from the Emperor's gene laboratory beneath the Himalayan mountains on Terra by the ruinous powers landed on the feudal death world of Caliban. Caliban was a planet of immense forests, inhabited by terrible monstrous beasts, mutated by the touch of chaos. The centuries after the birth of the chaos god Slanesh, due to the planet's proximity to the nearby Eye of Terror, Johnson managed to survive in the forest alone, living as a wild man, far from civilization. Caliban was home to many knightly orders of warrior aristocrats created to defend its people, and the massive fortress monasteries they lived within to defend themselves from the great beasts. These knights maintained a few aspects of Caliban's ancient technology from before the Age of Strife, and wielded primitive bolt pistols and wore suits of simple power armor, very similar to that later used by the Astartes as were handed down from night to night. Despite the technological trappings, however, the Caliban remained very much a pre-industrial society whose warriors rode to war on horseback. One of the most prominent knightly organizations was known simply as the Order, and was made up of commoners and nobles alike, whereas the other knightly orders were drawn by tradition only from the Calibanite nobility. Yeah, this is a lot of stuff. Alright, we're gonna take a break from lore shit, and we're gonna get into some gameplay and like actually play the game. So here we go through the side gate. Why are you shooting me right now? Oh, we are not here to do this. We are here to absolute. Oh shit! Frame rates. The biggest enemy in Space Hulk Deathwing. Just can't wait for my brothers and Dan Strong to get this game. I want to purge heretics with my friends. Soldiers naturally have explosive rounds, so the enemy is definitely going to end up exploding a lot in these fights. I'm fucking still reloading. Alright, time to destroy this shit. Fuck is even in this shit? I got blown up by the reactors detonating. No, I got killed by a turret. What turret? And just like that, I feel like it's time to end the stream. Let's be honest here. I really was just kind of throwing a brick at the wall. Or throwing dry spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks. I don't know. It's been... content's kind of dry right now. I literally have nothing that I can really do. Tomorrow, however, I will be doing a stream on Destiny 2 with, actually, let me check. But yeah, there's not really much that I'm able to do right now. I'm not necessarily able to get much content. I would have just done the Haunted Forest in Destiny 2 by myself, but like, they pair you up with randoms, and I hate playing with randoms with every inch of my being. So like, there's not much I can do right now. But yeah, I'll probably be streaming the Haunted Forest tomorrow with Firehawk and Kazafel. But for the most part, I wouldn't count on it being a definite thing. I mean, I'm gonna try to make it happen, that's for sure. Because, you know, there's not a lot happening on my channel right now. There's not much to do, really. If not, I may think of something. Might do another COD stream, maybe. I don't know. But, yeah. I would tell you to subscribe, but this particular stream is not necessarily something worth subscribing for. But, I mean, subscribe if you like to. I see a lot of views on some of my streams, but, like, only 19 subscribers, you know? You would like to join? Oh, it's another comment. But yeah. This has been some Space Hulk Deathwing. You don't necessarily have to like this one. I don't even like this one, so like. But yeah. Thanks for watching the video in the future. This was a live stream, but, you know. We're not going to talk about this one in the future. At least I'm not going to.